Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Fantasy Football, and welcome to my video. If you haven't already, a couple of days ago, I live streamed with Elite FPL. So what I will do, I'll put the link in the comments below. So check it out, show your support. It was a fantastic stream. So while I was on there, a lot of FPL managers were talking about the strategy where you bench boost in game week 1 and then you wildcard in game week 2. So I thought what I'll do in this video is look at that strategy and see if it's a good strategy or not, and basically create a template for you guys to have a look at and play around with. Okay, so let's get to it. Oh, just one more thing. If you want to become a Fantasy Football Hub member where you can gain a lot of FPL tools to help you out throughout the FPL season, it's something that I'm going to be using this year as well. You know, I haven't used any tools like this before. And as you can see, 25% off. So please use the link in my description and in the comments below. Okay, anyways, let's go through the team. And as you can see, this is the team. This is the setup. This is the template to work with. Of course, there are players in here that you might think, wait a minute, you don't have Salah, you don't have this player, you don't have Song. You can go and get those players if you want by just downgrading some of the defense there. So looking at this strategy, bench boost in game week 1, right? And then wildcard in game week 2, bringing in Manchester United and Manchester City players, looks really good for this season. But there are some problems. And the number one problem is that you have to make sure, you absolutely have to make sure that these players like Armstrong, Ali, or whoever you pick, forget these players for now, whoever you pick is nailed on and is going to start. Because if that player does not start, then you kind of ruined your bench boost, right? And that's why a lot of FPL managers uses the bench boost later on. It gives them a higher chance to know who is nailed on, right? That's the benefit of holding your bench boost. And if you can hold it a little bit more longer, you know, if there's double game weeks, then that does enhance that game week. That does give you those extra points that you need, you know. But I have seen the bench boost work in a single game week. I have seen it. So because of 4 teams are out of game week 1, you know, Manchester City, Manchester United, Aston Villa and Burnley players are not playing in game week 1, it kind of limits us, right? You know, we don't have that many players to kind of pick out from, or that many players that we actually really want in our team. You know, we will want a Manchester United and Manchester City players. The only reason why we want them is because those players can score a lot of goals and they can give us a lot of points. We've seen what they can do last season. You know, we know that they will bring us the points. So I'm not gonna, you know, disagree with people or agree with people. I'm just gonna be basically looking at this strategy. And with these players, like, I know that I've got Dele Alli and it's not on everyone's radar. People would want Song. This is just a template to kind of work with. So use this as your starting point. So anyways, let's go through the team. I'm going to go through each position. I'm going to give you guys different options as well. So like, you know, instead of Dele Alli, maybe you can go for Song and stuff like that. So, you know, there are a lot of options here and, you know, you don't have to go for these players. Just have a look at them and just adjust them and go for the players that you actually want. But it is a good template to work with if you are going to be bench boosting in game week 1. So McCarthy here against Crystal Palace, you know, Southampton goalkeeper. A lot of FPL managers has this player and a really good fixture for Southampton to keep a clean sheet. And for the other goalkeeper, as you can see, we've got Ramsdale. 5 million, a little bit more expensive, but we've seen what Sheffield United did last season, and I think they will definitely continue their chances to give us a lot of clean sheet points. Now, as for the goalkeeping options, these are some of the best. Now, you can go for Martinez, which is from Arsenal, that is 4.5, which you will save at 0.5 million. If you can guarantee that he's going to play, then go for him. So there's your option there. Then you can actually scrape a little bit of money there. Now, as for the defense, as you can see, Robertson here against Leeds United, Matt Doherty here against Everton. Tierney, a player that I actually looked at as well, and I do want, because I think that he can be a great option. It looks really attacking as well, but 5.5 is a little bit expensive. So if you want to kind of like maybe get Song instead of Ali, then you can drop him down to a 4.5 and upgrade Ali to Song. I'm just trying to like get a few players here and there that I think that could get us some points. And if you look at the other defense, we've got Trent back in the team because he played a little bit in the national team there. As you can see, 7.5, we know what he can do. He's highly owned, and it's very difficult for us to not to go without him because of that ownership. And the other defender here that is cheap, just for now, I just put Justin. You can go for another 4.5. I need to make sure that he's nailed on as well. It's one of those things, right? If you can make sure that a player that is nailed on, then go for it. But for now, I've got Justin here. I'm pretty sure that, there are some threats for his position. So I guess I got to do a little bit of a research on that. So I just basically put a placeholder, a 4.5 player. The defense looks strong. The goalkeeper looks strong. Let's move on to the midfielders. Armstrong against Crystal Palace. One of probably the weakest players here. Armstrong, I don't know if he's going to play, but 5.5, he is pretty much one of the best 5.5 or lower players to kind of pick out from. Like, I would rather go for him than a 4.5 player. St. Maximin as well. He is a better option than Armstrong, 5.5. And Newcastle is thinking about to buy a lot of players that is going to definitely help out the Newcastle attack. So definitely St. Maximin is going to be on the list. And then we got Dele Alli, not on everyone's radar. Is a massive differential. That is 2.5. That 1 million difference from Song can help a little bit, but I think that a lot of people will go for Song. So removing Tierney to a 4.5 might be a better option here. I can just do that immediately. It's not a big problem. It's just giving you guys different options as well to kind of think about. We've got Aubameyang here against Fulham. I think Aubameyang is going to be one of the highest owned players. If he starts scoring as well, which he should do and will do, I hope. I hope that he doesn't troll us. But really good captain option. And we've got Barnes here. Someone a little bit different, a little bit of a differential. It's kind of good to go for a few differentials as well, to kind of jump you up those incredible ranks. And quite a lot of people is looking at Leicester City. Obviously, the fixtures, it's actually not too bad for Leicester City. The only problem is with their defense, so that's why Justin is just there just for a placeholder. But 7 million, you can go for Mason Mount if you want to go for that double Chelsea attack against Brighton. Could be another option here. And because we're only going for one game week, we're just going to make sure that he plays. If he does play, then there is a good chance for him to return. And you got Mitrovic against Arsenal, and you got Werner. Now, Werner's got highly owned, he's a highly owned player, which you might need to have in your FPL team. And the last player is Antonio. A really good game against Newcastle. And as you can see, the fixtures after the Newcastle game doesn't look good at all for West Ham. And Antonio is one of those players that he is the main guy for that team. So there we go. That's the template. That's something to work with. And I think it's a really good team. It's strong at the back. If you look at it, you're kind of only missing Song and Mane or Salah. Now, of course, you can go back and get Salah if you want. And that means you might have to downgrade Robertson and Barnes, maybe scrape a little bit of money, like maybe from the goalkeeper or the defense here. Maybe go for a 4.0 million defender to bring in Salah. And that kind of like hurts the team a little bit. I think if I was bench boosting, I would rather kind of spread my money and try and get in good players for each position instead of going for like a really good strong player and then downgrading 3 of my players for bench boost. Doesn't feel right. And I think Robertson and Trent can do well. Maybe downgrade one of them to Van Dijk to give you that extra 0.5. It's just an option. There are a lot of things to think about. Maybe go for that triple or double Chelsea players there. You know, good fixture against Brighton. So there is a lot of things to kind of look at, and you know, I like it. I actually do like it. It's just that I don't want to be forced into using my wild card, right? Because I already have some kind of plan by bringing in Bruno Fernandes into my team, and that kind of helps me out to bring the players that I actually really want. And anything could happen, you know. I don't know. I think wildcarding Game Week 2 does help a lot because you can adjust. You can immediately get the players that are doing really well, or you know, it's on everyone's radar. You know, and the big problem for this bench boost is you got to nail on the players. You got to find out that they are going to be playing. If they are not playing, then the bench boost will fail. That's the biggest issue. And the other thing is, you know, you might be forced into using your wildcard early. But if you can handle that, if you want to do wildcard early and you just want to go for it, and maybe you can actually gain a lot of advantage. If you can make sure that all of the players that you bring in into your team for your bench boost is going to play, then you will be ahead of everyone else. And then what you would do in Game Week 2, you will bring in Bruno Fernandes or Martial, Greenwood. Maybe you can hold out and not bring a Manchester City player immediately and just adjust your team and have that money for Game Week 3. All these things that you can do. You've got a lot of things to do. You've got a lot of thoughts. Like there's a lot of like things that you have to think about with this strategy. It's all different opinions, right? You do what you need to do. If you feel like that you want to go for it, then go for it. I don't think it's a bad option. That's why I tried my best to kind of help you guys out with a template to work with. Thank you so much for joining in, guys. Hopefully this has helped you out, to giving you some kind of idea, some kind of suggestion. But yeah, I'm going to be creating a lot of videos. I'm going to be updating my draft because the deadline is, it is very close by. But yeah, anyways, guys, hopefully that this has helped. Subscribe if you're new. A lot of new FPL managers have subscribed, so thank you so much. And always, while you're here, drop a like on the video. If it hits 200 likes, it always helps my channel. If it hits 300 likes, that's even better, but we will see. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.